Hey, what's up guys, Chris here, and in War of the Visions Global, our favorite blue-haired barbarian Oldoa gets her Master Ability 2 this week, so we're going to take a look at that a little bit in this video. We're going to talk about if this makes her viable for PvP at all. She definitely is a viable PvE unit. Oran J talked about in his video, he went over some of the upgrades of this week for these Master Ability 2s. He talked about how they absolutely killed it with Oldoa's upgrade, thinks they did a really great job. I'm a little bit more skeptical than he is, and I think they just missed the mark on Oldoa here, so we're going to get into that in this video, talk about the two potential builds that I think you can run with Oldoa, and then we'll do a couple of top-level PvP matches as well to talk about those drawbacks. Before we get into that, though, there's two things that I wanted to cover specifically for this week for free-to-play and light spenders. I'm going to bring this up super quick. If you go over to the summon tab here, you're going to have this, where is it? It's an anniversary countdown summon, a live stream countdown summon. This is 600 free Visuor for everybody, pretty much everybody, free to play light spenders. Make sure you do come in here though. 5 Rainbow Vision Spheres today if you do this summon, so that's 120 free Visuor per Rainbow Sphere. Great deal, no brainer, definitely do this. Tomorrow it's going to be 3 Rainbow Fragments of Thought as a bonus. You know, I'm not short on these. If you're short on these, it's a great deal. I'm pretty much, these are a non-factor anymore. So this one, not as important, but the Blossoms of Paradise on Friday. I mean, this is 200 free Visuor per Blossom of Paradise. This is no brainer. So definitely at a bare minimum, come in here on Wednesday and Friday. Make sure you do this 600 summon. Maybe you get something good with that 3-time summon. Probably not, but you're doing it for the Vision Spheres, Blossoms of Paradise. Head over to the shop here. This is something I didn't see Diggs actually cover in his news video, and I think for free-to-play light spenders, this is a really good deal. 3,000 free Visuor, you come in here, Fragments of Thought, XP cubes, whatever, but 19 Rainbow Vision Spheres for 3,000 paid Visuor. So that breaks down to what, 119, 3,000, like 156, 158, I think, Visuor per Rainbow Vision Sphere there. So really good deal. I don't know how you guys are with Rainbow Vision Spheres, but I've been focusing a lot on vision cards in the last year, and if you've been doing the same, you're probably running kind of short. Like, I have 58. You might be saying, well, that's not really running short, but if you go over to vision cards here and look at my vision cards, I've got like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got a bunch, like up to 10 or so vision cards that I'm waiting to improve because I just don't have the Vision Spheres that I want to burn on right now. So if you need Rainbow Vision Spheres, whether you need them or not, actually, I would say that's a really good deal. 3,000 free Visuor for that 19 pack. I'm trying to think of a situation in which you wouldn't pick that pack up. I think it's a no-brainer for everybody. All right, let's head over to Oldoa, the main event. Let's talk a little bit about Oldoa's Master Ability upgrade. What did she actually get in her Master Ability upgrade, and how does it help her? We go over to this, we'll pull open her Master Ability. So she gets this Wind Allies, max HP plus 10%, Wind Attack plus 15. So basically that brings it in line with all the new modern wind units. That's cool. Another thing that she got was Slash, Pierce, Strike, Missile Attack Resistance plus 10. This used to be plus 5, so this is now plus 15. That's pretty cool. So 10% resist to basically any physical attack. She still has that kind of a weakness to magic. She also gets this HP plus 15%, but this is really the interesting thing that she got on her Master Ability upgrade, and that's going to be the Drain Force range and range height plus 1, and then AP consumption down. Now, before, Drain Force was kind of one of her abilities you didn't use that often because her max HP really isn't that great, but she gets this added 10% for the party and then 15% to her base level. It makes Drain Force actually kind of viable with her, and we're going to look at how that works in this video as well. The one thing that I would have liked to see, and Drain Force, don't get me wrong, the range height is really one of the drawbacks of Drain Force. So this one height added to this ability helps it to be used. But the problem with Oldoa, like her biggest problems in her kit are, number one, mobility. You can't give her extra move in her base kit. Like, she doesn't have any support abilities here that add move. And so she's really kind of not all that mobile. And number 2 is range in her kit. So pretty much she has 2 abilities that are going to have range 4. One is going to be now Drain Force. It has range 3. So with her Master Ability, that goes up to 4. And then she also has Hazard Break, which can hit up to 4 spaces away. But this is going to take away a lot of her HP. probably not an ability you want her casting all that often unless it's going to be like a finisher move. But she will use this as an AoE to hit multiple units. So one of the big problems with her being that range is I would have liked to see this master ability not just increase the range and range height of Drain Force. Maybe just Drain Force AP consumption down, and then range and range height +1 on all of her abilities, because the big problem with Oldoa is that range. I mean, most of the modern units in the game right now have a range of either like up to 5 or even sometimes like Halloween Leela 6 spaces away, or a lot of units can hit 6 spaces away. 5 is like a baseline, 4 at a bare minimum, and so this just gives her that 4 range with Drain Force. She still kind of struggles to hit units at range, and so she can be within like 6 or 7 spaces of units and still not be able to attack. So we're gonna look at that as we look at the 2 PvP matches I did. So I really would like to have seen them make that increase the range on all of her abilities, all of her soldier abilities, because Paralyzing Edge is the other one that has 3 range. Again, range height is 1. If this actually had a range of 4 and height 1, this would make Paralyzing Edge really cool. If it increased her range on her sub job abilities also, so launch from Viking, or like the I forget what the assassin one's called, the poison dart ability or whatever it is, poison sting. So this is up to 4 spaces away. It would be cool if this increased range by 1 too. So I would have liked to see that master ability get the extra range. I think they just missed on making her like a really awesome viable unit. I do think she still is kind of viable in a couple different builds. So let's go over to my formations tab here, and I'm going to look at some of my PvP builds that I built here. And the first team that you're going to see, this is the one I ran this week, just because you have that Exorcist bonus and then Halloween Leela bonus. But I think obviously these 2 units very good. But if you run Oldoa in this build, magic defense is going to be one of the things you do, but you're also going to want to put an HP bonus on her, because you're going to really try to accentuate that Drain Force build. Now I don't have what is it? I think it's Winter Luartha's card, which adds 25% HP. I don't have that card. But Oldoa's HP ends up sitting right around 6,200 if you increase that HP. In fact, let's just do that. I have the Golem card, which I can put that max HP up 25%. You can get her right around 6,700. It's not a great number, but it does give her just enough survivability to take a hit without getting one shot pretty much every single time. So that is a huge increase to her master ability, and we'll see that a couple times in the 2 PvP battles that we did here. So you can get her right around 6,700 HP. It makes Drain Force pretty effective overall. Let me switch this vision card back really quick, just in case. And then if you go to the other build, I think the other build that you can do with Oldoa that not a lot of people talk about is going to be the evasion build. One of the problems with Oldoa is that she can only equip heavy armor, and that's kind of the drawback to running an evasion build with Oldoa, is you kind of have to have this ribbon. As you can see, there's not a lot of other evasion gear. She can't use the ninja garb, she can't use like the winter clothes, so you pretty much have to have a +5 ribbon. Not a lot of people have access to this, so that's one of the drawbacks. The other drawback is that her evasion, it's not top tier. It's good. It's definitely in that next tier down, or maybe, probably average for that next tier down, like Laswell-ish evasion. She also has a passive ability, so if we switch out Viking lore for something, she has this evasion up passive. You can get her evade right around 92, and just for comparison sake, I'm gonna go over to 2B here just so you can see. 2B is at 105, so you can get her evasion to be pretty high, 105 to 92, and then you factor in other things like luck and dexterity and those other agility, those other things. She's not going to be like 2B or Helena or maybe even like Zazan level evasion, but she can be a solid evasion unit in that next class of like Laswell. The point stands, you can make her into a pretty solid evasion unit. If you're running like a full win team, you could potentially run Tifa also in this with Tifa's card. I'm running Shiva because it provides 10 more evasion than Tifa's card for the purposes of this demonstration. One of the other drawbacks is you need 3 espers for evasion. Currently I only have 2, but Chaos Odin would be another really good one that's coming out soon, where you could run all 3 and just run a really super highly annoying evasion team. So anyway, I think those are the 2 builds that you can run. And now let's take a look at this team running in PvP against we'll see two examples, and I want to talk through kind of the drawbacks there of Oldoa. All right, so one of the first two battles I wanted to do was a PvP against Earth, and now Wind against Earth, this is kind of a gimme, but I kind of just wanted to showcase one of the things with Oldoa, that firepower isn't really a problem. She's not going to use Drain Force in this fight, but the firepower for Oldoa isn't the problem. The two main problems she has are going to be range and mobility, like we talked about. So we'll just kind of let this play out, and you're going to see one of the reasons, I think really this is a drawback that she only gets that Drain Force range, is that she's got that move 3. So you can see she doesn't move really far. There's a couple of TMRs that you could equip potentially on Oldoa to increase that range. So Ketone's TMR might be actually a pretty good one, especially if you're running like that evasion build on Oldoa that we talked about. So there you go. She one-shots Oberon. Now I know this is Wind against Earth. It's not like it's kind of a gimme. You can one-shot Oberon with a lot of different wind units, but I did want to showcase that firepower is not really a problem there, especially against a unit that can be fairly tanky like Oberon. Let's go over to the second PvP battle here, which is not going to be Wind versus Earth. Okay, so the second battle we're going to showcase here is going to be against a 120 Black Witch Helena, Satya, and King Mont. So it's not totally that mono fire beast team, but it's a pretty good team, and there's going to be a couple big things I want to point out with this battle here with Oldoa. Again, that range of her abilities, the range and the range height of her abilities, and then also her low movement. We're going to see how these two things play into this fight pretty significantly, actually. So here's Oldoa moving up, bunch of starting stuff. He's going to be across from Black Witch Helena this time. Wind units doing wind stuff. So there is Black Witch Helena, 5174 on Oldoa. Maybe before her HP upgrade, she doesn't survive this, so that is important to note. Here comes Oldoa's turn. Okay, so she gets to hit Black Witch Helena back. No, she doesn't. So Black Witch Helena is 7 spaces away. Let's see if I can rewind this just a hair. After Black Witch Helena's turn, so starting right here, she's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces away. She's up height 1. Oldoa can't hit her. So again, range on the abilities, range height on the abilities, low move, low mobility. If we had to put move +1 on her with like Ketone's TMR, like we talked about, she could run up here and actually hit Black Witch Helena, but she doesn't have the range. Almost every unit in the game has the range to hit from that far away. Oldoa still doesn't. So that's why I'm skeptical a little bit about her master ability upgrade. King Mont, Satya doing their stuff. Halloween Leela doing her stuff. Here comes Oldoa again. This is where this upgrade comes in pretty big right here. We get the Drain Force on Satya, 5438. That's going to finish off Satya, and it tops off Oldoa. So there's your Drain Force. That's why this is going to be such an important upgrade for Oldoa to use that ability a lot. But again, Drain Force still limited in its range and its range height. And this ended up looking pretty tenuous towards the end, but Halloween Leela does finish it off. So again, I don't think Oldoa is going to do any heavy lifting in PvP. We're going to test her out a little bit more next week when it comes to trying evasion builds, and then maybe doing just straight physical damage builds. Also, I'll be doing some more testing with Oldoa. I think she's an awesome unit. Would love to see her be more viable. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If there's any specific teams or comps you want me to try and run with Oldoa, I'm happy to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great week. We will talk to you next time.